Blessings, Rising Ground Church. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is LaShaundra, and we welcome you to join the family. Myself and my husband, Pastor Jamal, we deliver prophetic messages, teachings, words, all that good stuff. And our heart and our desire is for you to really just become closer with God. And as you hear these prophetic words, I pray that they edify you and that they encourage you and strengthen you to continue to walk out your walk with God in the path that He has set for you. So today the Lord is saying this. He's saying a few things. So stay with me in this word. The first thing though, He gave me a vision. And in this vision, and I'll be honest with you, I've been trying to release this word for about a week or so. And man, the Lord is just, He's taken what He's given me. He showed me this vision, which I'll get to in just a second. And then a few days after that, He gave me some more insight on it. And so this is going to be really critical for this season, for this moment that you're in, especially so many of us are transitioning and we're going from one season into a next. And so you just need to take heed and pay attention. So the Lord gave me this vision of this, like a screwdriver set, and it had all of these different attachments that you could choose from to put on top, like to choose, I guess, which size bit is what it's called to attach to it. But in that, the Lord was saying that He is going to direct you to the right tools for the right season. Because I could see a person like trying to choose which bit they needed to do the job, if that makes sense. And immediately following that, and that was when I heard the Spirit of the Lord say that He will show you the right tools for the right season. In this, okay, the Lord was saying that. And then He also was saying that this is a season of moving and it's a season of shaking. Okay, we've heard shaking last year. Now, the way that the Holy Spirit gave it to me was a little bit different. Shaking in a good way, that there were some things that were being shaken up. But also this season of moving, meaning that things are being put in place. There's a lot of movement that's happening, even when it doesn't feel like it, or even when you can't quite tell what's going on. There is a lot of movement that's happening. And so in that, we have to know what tool do we need to use for this season that we're in. It's easy to kind of gravitate to what worked before or what you used before, even what somebody else would tell you that you need to do. But God is always telling us to stay in the divine flow, and allow Him to direct you to what it is that you need to use for this specific season. Also, in this season of the word for February was that things were shifting gears. So in that, in the moving, the shaking, the shifting gears, there's also this place where a lot of restoration is happening with families, marriages as well. But God is saying this. He wants to make sure that you allow Him to show you the tool to use, and that you don't get caught up in trying to do it yourself. Okay, so that's very important, that you have to remember to trust God to direct you in what it is that He is going to direct you to use. Also, the Lord was saying in that He wanted me to address this. There's this spirit of retaliation going on. Now, this is what the Lord was saying. He was saying that He wanted me to address it so that you don't get caught up in trying to retaliate and trying to get back at what someone has done to you. Remember, the Lord will address those things. He will handle it. You place that person, that situation in the Lord's hands, and trust that He will deal with it. And He'll deal with it in His timing, and He'll deal with it in His own way. But stay away from that spirit of retaliation, okay? Now, moving on, like I said, there's going to be several things here. So the next piece is the Lord was saying that I received this like a few days after this other message about the right tools for the right season. And I saw this image of what I perceived to be like David and Goliath. And David had the slingshot, right? We all are familiar with the story. If you want to read it on your own, I think it's in 1 Samuel. I'll put that in the description box. But so it was like I saw David and Goliath, and David was having his slingshot, and he was spinning it. He was actually spinning it around. And the Lord was saying this. He said, it only takes one shot. It only takes one shot. When you're directed by God, there are things that it will only take one shot to knock down, to slay down that giant in your life. Now, this is, if you've been with this ministry for a minute, then you may remember the Lord gave me something similar to this. And I believe it probably was about a year ago, but he was saying slingshot blessings. But this, he's saying that he'll give you, okay, because we're going to go back to that tool. He'll give you that right tool where it will take only one pebble, one rock, one stone to slay that huge giant in your life. There are certain tools for the job at hand that God knows that he'll point you in the right direction to. You know, in that time, many people were stunned that David defeated this giant by a slingshot, by one stone. One stone. It wasn't even that it took him several tries to do it. It was the one stone. And many people were like, well, where's your armor? Where's your sword? Where's, you know, all of these things that you would associate with battle and with defeating someone that was huge in his life and in this time. But because David listened to the voice of God, God pointed him to the right tool right then for what he needed. And the Lord is going to do that for you. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. Be open to the Holy Spirit. Surrender everything over to him and say, Lord, you know, I'm in this place. I'm in this situation. There's this giant in front of me, and I don't quite know how to deal with it. Show me which tool I need to use for this point, for this time, along this point in my journey. And the Lord will show it to you. So I pray that you receive these words. Remember, take these things to God. Ask him for clarity if you need clarity. If you need more revelation, the Lord will talk to you. He'll talk to you. He wants to talk to you. So make that time and room for him to speak to you. All right. Love you guys. Have a blessed day in the Lord, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.